Now, even though that man wrote the Bible, correct? Man has it just doesn't. It's not perfect. Man is not perfect, so man could never be in a holy state. The only one to do that is the Holy One of Israel, Christ. Okay, I want you to understand this. Not even Muhammad was holy. Not even Muhammad was holy. He offered like 1,000 wives and stuff. It was far from holiness. He was in the prostitutes and stuff. And so was Jacob. Jacob on the road to Joseph to go see his son in Egypt during the famine. During the famine days, during the starvation, the cannibalism days, where they were eating people because there was no lack of food, so they were eating each other. On the road, his mistress, his wife, maidservant, would dress up like a prostitute and cover her face, and he would sleep with her, thinking it was a prostitute. And that's what he did. So, find me some holy people in there. The only one that was holy was Christ. That's why they call it the red letters. The red letters, because without it, there would be no red letters. He's the only holy one. Never take that away from him. We're not holy. We need Christ, the Holy One, to teach us what holiness is. We cannot take the claim from him and say we're holy. We would be lying, because then we had to go back to the days where we were filthy and we were cleaned of our sins by the Holy One, who entered our vessels and cleaned us of our sins and turned us into saints. That's it. Turned us into angels. Taught us not to be demonic anymore, not to be demons. That's who taught us. Christ. Never take that away from him. Even I have to think about that, because sometimes I try to do the same thing. I try to do the same thing, and I have to be aware, but to be cautious that I don't take the authority from Christ. That I don't take his judgment from him. Do I get angry? Yeah, but I'm just taking guesses and theological guesses at what the judgment of Christ is stating. And it's not to strike fear into people, but it's just to tell you, like, if we continue down this wicked path, this is our judgment, and this is when we will be punished. And we must be aware and cautious and alert and be on our tippy toes.